My fiancé demanded I match every gift I buy my daughter with equal gifts for her kids. My fiancé has 3 kids, a 16-year-old son, a 19-year-old daughter, and a 13-year-old son. I have 1 kid, my 14-year-old daughter. She runs cross-country and track. She races at state. Shoes wear down fast. I asked her doctor how often to replace them. He said every 6 months and to rotate 2 pairs, sooner if weeks get hard. After the visit, I took her to 2 sports stores. I told her to pick 4 pairs for the year and 1 pair of spikes. She tried on a few and jogged the aisle. We paid a little over $300. She pressed a thumb into the foam and nodded at the fit. My fiancé was in the kitchen when we walked in. My daughter held up the boxes and talked about rotations and track season. My fiancé nodded but stayed quiet. That night she snapped. She said I was reckless with money and cruel to her kids. If I could spend that much on my kid, I should spend the same on hers. She pointed at the receipt. I reminded her of our rule. We agreed each parent covers their own child. Her kids do not play sports. They sit on games and scroll. The shoes were gear, not a random gift. She got louder. She said I did not like her sons and I made them feel less. That wasn't true. I support them when they reach goals. I asked what she wanted me to do. Buy running shoes for boys who do not run. She said I should buy something equal and that I should have asked first. I said I do not ask to buy my kid shoes. She needs to run. She stormed out and slammed the door. In the morning she went silent. I drove my daughter to practice. At home, my fiancé stayed cold. 8 days later, my daughter's old Switch died. That week she ran her conference meet, set a new personal best, and earned a spot at state. I took her to dinner after the race. On the way home, we stopped at a store. I told her to pick a new Switch and 1 game. At home, she set it up and started a save file. My fiancé came back from her parents' house and saw the console. Then she asked what this was. I said I wanted to celebrate the meet and her spot at state. The old system had died, and this was my gift. My fiancé stiffened. She said if I buy my daughter something, I must buy her kids something too. I said I already do when they reach goals. I reminded her I bought her daughter a necklace for graduation, and I let both boys pick 2 games when they passed finals. She waved that off. She said I spend more on my kid because I make more money. I told her my income does not change what a fair reward is. The price depends on the need or the goal. Shoes keep my kid healthy. The Switch replaced a dead system after a big win. She accused me again of not liking her sons. I said I have tried with them. I ask about school and get 1 word. I help when they come to me. I care about them and I care about her. But I will not pretend my daughter's gear is optional so we can buy a haul for 3 other kids who did not ask. She called her kids into the room and told them I spent money on mine and not on them. I said we have always kept separate budgets for our kids and I support their wins too. Then my fiancé grabbed her purse and told the boys to pack. They left for her parents' place. The older girl stayed. She said she understood the difference between needs and treats. We cooked and watched a movie. The house felt wide and quiet. Texts from her family called me selfish and said I was punishing her kids. They said I should split every dollar. I put the phone face down and sat with the 1 kid who stayed and the 1 kid who had run hard and smiled over a plate of food. Later, I tried to talk to my fiancé on the phone. She said I had to match every gift and every cost. If I could buy 5 pairs of shoes and a console, I could buy 3 equal things for her kids. I said I will keep buying what my daughter needs and I will keep marking real wins for her kids. She hung up. I sat in the quiet. That night I washed the bowls and listened to the house. My daughter's spikes, clean and bright, hung by their laces on the chair back. I thought about fairness and how it isn't always symmetry. I thought about all 4 kids, about the days they will each chase something or not. I hoped they would all feel seen when it matters. In the morning I sent a message. I'm willing to sit down with everyone and list what counts as a need and what counts as a reward, and agree to celebrate each kid's milestones the same way, not the same price. She didn't answer. Practice started before dawn. I packed a banana, filled a bottle, and drove my daughter to the track. She stretched and took her warm-up lap. On the way home I passed the store again. A sign in the window said, "We fit athletes." I kept going. At the house the sink was empty, the counters clean. I set the phone on the table and waited for a small plan for how we keep being a family without turning love into a ledger. Now her family is calling me selfish for buying shoes and a Switch. Was I wrong?